That's still a lot of damage. You can't afford to take that much damage. Math is not for blockers, apparently. I don't think that they. I don't think they did their math right. We rarely do math right either. That's all right. Good game, opponent. Good game. That was a good one. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, one and all. I am Average Zen, your host of Average Zen Presents. Once again, coming at you live on Twitch as we do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 11 to 1 Central European Time usually, but on Thursdays we switch it up a little bit and go 10 to 12 for our Achievement Hunters Lodge. Of course, you can find us on Twitch at Average Zen Presents, YouTube at Average Zen, and Twitter X and Blue Sky at Average Zen. We're currently still in the middle of our MtG Ether Drift Play Booster box giveaways. Power Girl diligently holding down the boxes so they don't fly off the shelves. Yeah, but you could easily get your hands on one of those two. We got two lucky winners. We're going to be drawing on April 14th, 2025. Hello, Tony Marie. Welcome. Thank you for joining us already. Yes, and so that's going to be free to enter giveaway. All you got to do is check out our About section on YouTube, our About section on Twitch, or our pin posts on Twitter and Blue Sky for our Gleam.io widget link giveaway page. And then there's like 8 chances to enter, just little social media tasks. Takes a few moments of your time and you're in the running. And yeah, they'll be doing that drawing here in like 2 weeks. Yeah, it's coming up fast. Yep. So we're going to do something a little bit different to start out with today. As you know, if you're a follower of the show, we do casual Tuesdays. We're normally in the play queue. And I want to get back to my roots. When we first started doing casual Tuesdays, we were doing standard play. We were vetting decks and seeing if they would make the cut in a ranked ladder. And so a few days ago, I was perusing MtG Rocks, as I do from time to time while I'm sitting on the toilet and want something to read that's Magic the Gathering related, like us, we all do. And I came across an article about an interesting budget deck, and I was like, oh, this is standard? Well, this would be great to feature on our channel. And then I woke up this morning, and I saw, I'm checking YouTube out, that MtG Goldfish, Saffron Olive, had beaten me to the punch by 1 day and dropped this video. And so just out of curiosity, I was wondering, did they mention their source? Did they change the deck at all for best of 1, or did they play it best of 3? Because I usually just play best of 1. And, well, I'm just going to play you some of it real fast. It says, bear with me here. Bear with me as we switch over to our program. I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit, but I just want to play you the intro for what was said about this deck that we're playing today. Oh, we can't hear him. Oh, no. Okay, well, then we'll skip past the audio. Thank you, Tony Marie. MacBook problems. At any rate, the gist of it is, no, he did not change the deck up at all from the deck list that I read, and in fact goes on to say that he thinks this deck could be competitive. Let's take a look at the original article written on 17 March. So about a week ago on MtG Rocks, picked this up, citing a $30 MtG budget deck crushes the competition with Caves. Okay, well that's fun. They do mention here, as always, the author of the deck builder, Matsukasa 10, and they give you the list. And of course, it's a best of 3 since it was on MTGO Online Standard Challenge, which, is a bracket format generally. And if you look over here at the stats of it, there's Matsukasa 10, 4-color beanstalk is what they're calling this. At the time, it was $42 in price. 2% spiciness, and you can see it had a 71% win rate, making the top 8 of 5-2. Of course, if you look anywhere on here in the description, or if you listen to the video, if you can hear it, then you'll not hear any mention of who put this deck together, where the deck list came from, or its record. Simply the selling point that it is a $30 deck with 0 rares that, according to Saffron Olive, who I am generally a fan of, and I love watching MTG Goldfish. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. They have advertisers. They're trying to sell cards. 90%, I would say, of the content creators for Magic the Gathering content are just repurposing deck lists from sites like OnTapGG, MTG Deck Lists, MTG Rocks, EDH Rec, MTG Architect, 17 Lands. All these are resources that you can use to get the same information, often, as we can see, a week ahead of anybody making videos. I generally have a pretty good turnaround time on most of my videos. I just take the weekends off because family. Yes. So I was very surprised because I played this deck a few times in testing it because I knew that I was going to be playing it today. And I was very surprised when Saffron Olive called it a competitive deck, that they think it could be competitive. Because let me go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. It is not. It is very far from it. In fact, that's why we're playing it on casual today. So the fact that they're recommending it for $30, kind of a sticking point for me, because that's still $30 you could save towards a much better, actually competitive deck. But that's not to say that it can't occasionally get results, which 5-2 record for one single tournament, and I have not seen that deck list pop up at all since, and there's a reason for that. But it is still a fun deck to play, and that's why we're playing it today. It's why I chose to play it today, and because anyone can get into this game and start having fun with this deck for very little cost. Would I go out and buy this deck in paper? Absolutely not. Again, that's 30 real world dollars. But if you're already on Arena, you already have the uncommons and commons built up, because you've been playing for a little while. As you can see, we have a few common and uncommon wild cards to spend. So I have taken the liberty of taking Matsukasa 10's deck and tuning it up a little bit for the best of 1 standard format. Maybe that was a mistake, but I don't think it was running all that great to begin with. So I have taken the liberty of taking out a Cater Commando, added in a couple of Sheltered by Ghosts, taking out 1 Calamitous Cave-In, putting in a couple of Spelunkings, and taking out a couple of Terra Sunders. Keeping the Cease and Desist for the Graveyard Hate, along with, where is it? It doesn't matter, because we have exile effects like Rides In to trigger up the Beanstalk. Now that's the sticking point that I found, was there's just not that many 5-mana spells to play, other than Imadane's Recruiter, which gets no discount at the 5-mana mark, and most games up against aggro are over by turn 3 or turn 4. A couple of 2/2 Vigilant tokens and drawing a card off up the Beanstalk is just not going to cut it. So the discounted Rides In triggering up the Beanstalk and the discounted Gargantuan Leech, still worth playing. Because all of our lands come into play tapped, I've taken the liberty of adding a couple of Spelunkings to help us, not to mention the fact that since we are playing caves, we gain life off of this. That is also something this deck was woefully not prepared to embrace, is the necessity of lifelink. There's a reason why the Leech is good. It's a 5/5 with a lifelink. There's a reason why the Phyrexian Missionary is good, 2/3 with lifelink. I've added another life linker in the way of Sunblessed Healer, came out with Foundations on here. It has a similar effect, except for the Phyrexian Missionary says you can return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand for a blue and a black kick, or I'm sorry, a colorless and a black kicker. The Sunblessed Healer, on the other hand, has a white and a colorless kicker, and says if it was kicked, return target non-land permanent card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So that's perfect to get your Up the Beanstalk back. It's perfect to get one of your Cathar Commandos or the Phyrexian Missionary back. If you need a lifelinker, it's perfect to get Sheltered by Ghosts back, should your creature that had it on it, die. So there is some potential here. Beyond that, the Bat Colony is going to get us a lot of creatures for the caves that we have. The Imadane's Recruiter is a good finisher. I will agree there, if we can get enough creatures to stay on the board. And that is where we're going to need some protection, like the Ward 2 that Sheltered by Ghosts offers, or additional recursion. So I added another Phyrexian Missionary, and I did add that Sunblessed Healer to, try to get things back, and also add some recursion for our Cathar Commando. The mana base, it's alright. I would say the Captivating Cave is alright. The real thing we need is Forgotten Monument, because that's going to make all of our caves tap for any mana, but you'll notice it does require us to pay life, hence the importance of the life link. So yeah, I tried playing this in the ranked ladder. It didn't work out quite as well as you might hope, and so we're going to go a little casual today with this one. We're calling this one Caving In. So yes, Matsuko 10, very nice. I'm glad that you could give us something interesting to do beyond what we've been doing, and I'd like to think that this might work out a little bit better, and we're still staying in the realm of 0 rares. So very much still a budget deck. Let's see how we do. Corvin the Virtuous will be our first opponent. No green in this hand, that's somewhat awkward. But we do have the Calamitous Cave-In if we make it to turn 4. I really think we need a 2-drop. Okay, this is even worse. Oh, God. What have we done? All right, well, let's pitch the Gargantuan and just hope we draw any color of green or white land. Okay, there is hope. Well, the Wicker Folk, the Hasty Boys. All right, well, we have a Promising Vein, and we drew into one of our few basics. Lumbering World Wagon, gonna search them up a land, put it in the battlefield tapped, and then does the same whenever they attack with it. I think we're just gonna be too slow. Let's get a green, I guess. Alright, second white for our Up the Beanstalk. We'll do that and do Cavernous Maw next turn with the Bat Colony, and now we have a Rides In, so removal good. Afterburner Expert. That's going to crew the Lumbering World Wagon, and we're going to take 8. Not great. Alright, we are probably dead next turn. Well, let's go ahead and tap this here, and this here, and there, and we'll do that. And make a couple of bats. Notably, I do not think that's going to matter. Nope, we're pretty much dead. We'll be down to 1 at least. We have to block. Okay, I'm sorry, down to 2. And we just don't have... any removal for this. It would be nice to have that Calamitous Cave in right about now. Alright then, well, we don't even have a red source though, so that's going to be an issue. We did not draw into our guy that would do that, so that's game. We'll go ahead and let our opponent finish this off because achievements. We found out last week how terribly hard it is to get some of these achievements because players scoop so aggressively. So we'll let them get, just in case they're on the hunt, respect. Corvin. All right, let's do it. Yes. All right, so you can see this deck, not all it's been hyped up to be. If you didn't get the chance to watch that intro, and again, I apologize for the audio on that. I've been working on it. I have not found a solution. But I highly recommend taking a listen. And yeah, there's something to be said for transparency and truth in advertising and journalism. I think you should cite your sources whenever possible. We try to do that here when I can remember. I try to remind myself, if I get a deck list off of MTGO deck lists, then, I'll say so. If I find something on MTG Rocks, I'll tell you. That way you don't have to take my word for it. I can put the blame on them. So let's talk about Calamitous Cave-In and no red mana sources except the Forgotten Monument. Okay, we'll do that. Alright, we have cave number 1. Alright, we have flash mana for a Cather Commando. Should it be necessary? Whoa, we're working with some Naya. Nice. Alright, Promising Vein. We'll keep the Cather Commando on the DL, as the kids used to say. Alright, well, Starfall Invocation, huh? Alright, well, we'll see what they have to say about this. Yeah, I knew they had a counter. Those shifty blue players. Well, that means we can go ahead and Essence or Gargantuan Leech. A 5/5 lifelinker. Probably not long for this world. Overlord of the Hauntwoods, eh? Interesting. Does this mean that they have a Leyline Binding in hand? I don't know. What we hit face. That's the place, so I'm told. Alright, Obstinate Baloth coming in. Gaining them 4 life. Alright, ticking down on the Overlord. I think the answer here is swing in for 5. They do nothing about it. Now I'm starting to think maybe they don't have the guy. Oh, they go to hand. Is this another counter spell doohickey? Sure seems like it. Dawn's Truce. Okay. Alright. We'll do that. I haven't played that since it first came out. What, Duskmorn? No. That was Bloomborough. Okay. We got more Obstinate Baloths. Alright, Captivating Cave. Let's swing in. And then I believe we're going to pass the turn and wait for them to get their overlord out, and then we calamitous cave in. Up the beanstalk, very nice. We haven't hit one of our up the beanstalks yet. I sure would like some card draw. Oh, Valkyrie's Call, very nice. I've been putting that in my overlord's deck. Glad to see someone showing that card the respect it deserves. Unfortunate for us that our opponent is playing that, because now our Calamitous Cave-In is virtually useless and will make their creatures even bigger and flying. Wonderful. Alright then. I think we have to go with... No, we can't do that. That's only as a sorcery. And we get another land. Cool. Alright then. Well, let's go ahead and sacrifice the Captivating Cave, put the on the Gargantuan Leech, and attack for 7 lifelink. They seem unconcerned. I think I would have blocked with the Overlord there with Valkyrie's Call out. Sire of the 7 Deaths. Oh, man. Okay, well, now we need another cave and another Calamitous cave in. Wild. Okay, you know, this ward pays 7 life. We can do that. We can definitely pay 7 life. Yes. I will pay 7 life. Very cool. Oh, now you block. That's fine. They gain more life. And I believe we'll make some 2/2 white knights with vigilance. Ow. Up the beanstalk number 2. Another Obstinate Baloth. Man, they are big on these Obstinate Baloths. I can see why with the Valkyrie's Call in play. Alright, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to double block the Obstinate Baloth. Go down to 7. They gain another 4. Alright. So now, I believe the correct answer here is to attack in with the Gargantuan Leech. They just single block it. I'm okay with that. Alright, they're down to 22. Somehow our life totals have completely reversed. I think we have to go ahead and Calamitous Cave in. And then the Overlord comes back. And they still have us. Oh my god. They still have us. Wow, okay. Oh man, okay, I said I wouldn't scoop. Yeah, even playing this complete jank version of Overlord, so we're still dead in the water. Thanks to Valkyrie's Call, that card absolutely saved them on this one. Wow. Yeah, but this deck is definitely could be, I think, competitive. Okay. We're struggling in the play queue, man. I think the Caether Commando or the Terra Sunder would have been good there. That would have gotten rid of the Valkyrie's Call. We didn't draw into them. We did reduce the numbers, but we also have other removal, like the Sheltered by Ghosts, that would have helped there. Obviously, not going to be as effective when not in large concentrations. Speaking of, dear Lord. Okay, well, well, we have a bunch of caves. Hello. Hello, Chanby. What is this thing? It's like a devil hog or something? I don't know. Alright, well, we have things now. We have Cavernous Maw turned on. Tale of Tamio. I knew that as soon as they said hello, I knew it. A whole bunch of lands, huh? I see. And this is going to be one of those decks where they got all these lands, and then they're going to use some kind of crazy spell to make them all come back into play. Well, let's go ahead and exile that. They certainly drew enough cards off of it. I'm guessing they have a few lands. There you go. Cool. The Tale of Tamio Part 2. Cool. They're gonna be all their damaged lands are all deserts, and they're just gonna hit us for a bunch of damage. Squirming Emergence, huh? There's 25. Okay, well, somehow we won that one. I guess, I don't know how. I guess maybe that was the only card in their deck that could find it and dig it. I don't know. No idea. I could only surmise. Hey, we got to do something. I don't think that was a win for our deck so much as an epic fail for our opponents. I commiserate. Oh, let's see what else we can find in the way of jank in the play queue. Because that is definitely what we are playing. I think we have some spicy brews queued up for tomorrow, though. Indeed, genuine brews. Genuine. Come up with by yours truly. I've been testing them out. I'm pretty happy with the results so far. Top of the meta, maybe not, but they'll win you a few games. I would say they probably have about 50 to 55% win rate once I get the piloting down. Again, with the... okay, well, we got a mulligan this. That's okay. Let's go with Emma Dane's Recruiter we'll pick up later, hopefully, with our play set. Okay, we did hit a Spelunking. That will help. As you can see, most of our lands come into play tapped. We got a new follower, oh my goodness, words. GT Lovesick is now a Zen follower. Thank you, GT Lovesick. Your patronage is appreciated. Let's go with an Up the Beanstalk auto pay for that life. What say you, opponent? Will you allow us to have a beanstalk and go up it? Perhaps. Perhaps. Alright, spelunking up against the Sanguine Evangelist as their 3-drop. We'll do that. Okay, yes. That will allow us to get some life back and to ramp a little bit. And now we have 3 caves that we can easily hit with a bat colony, but I think we want to... Oh, well, okay. Well, we have our own bats. If they take Calamitous Cave in, then we play the bat colony. If they take the bat colony, we play Calamitous Cave in. Easy enough. Yes, yes. Oh, there goes. They took the bat colony. Amazing. They didn't like sharing the skies. But they will share. They will share. No worries. Calamitous Cave-In will deal 4 damage to all their creatures. They get a bat back, but more importantly, we get our bat colony back. We came to play caves and bats, and they have a bloodthirsty conqueror. What? What? Well, that's not very fun. Yeah, we'll pay with caves. And we have a flash Cather Commando. I'm not certain about this now. I think we need another board wipe or a Sheltered by Ghosts. Okay. And that's game, right? No, it's not game. Alright then, well, let's block there and block there. None of these are artifacts or enchantments, right? Okay, that's fine, whatever. Yep. Okay, we lose a life. Oh my god, will you stop with the lands, man? Okay, well. Oh god, it's so terrible. It's so bad. Well, let's sacrifice this and discover 4. And hope we get a Sheltered by Ghosts. That's a Terra Sunder. Oh my goodness. Can we do the kicker? We can't do the kicker, can we? I don't know. No. Okay. Cancel. No. Oh my god. Put in hand. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Why would you recommend this deck even for $30, Saffron Olive? I am ashamed of you. I am ashamed for you. We can't even beat Bloodthirsty Conqueror jank. So bad. Nowhere to run. Alright then. It doesn't make a difference. And Enduring Innocence. Where the heck is this coming from? Cool. Alright, well. We're gonna lose a lot of life. Okay, well, we have to get rid of the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Hold on, we have 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we can do this exactly. Oh my goodness, and exile the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Alright, we're managing somehow to hang in here. Opponent at 32, we're at 9. Nowhere to run for the second time. Alright, well, we definitely block Ellis Ilcore. Down to 5. Calamitous Cave-In. We'll wipe the board. That's fine. Cavernous Maw. Attack in for 3 into our opponent's 35 life total. Alright, Cavernous Maw. Attack in for 3. That Cavernous Maw is putting in some work now. Virtue of Loyalty. Alright. That's fine. Deep Cavern Bat. Well, that is not fine. We're going to exile that and draw a card. Caether Commando is not bad. What say you, PCW? Well, they must have an enchantment removal spell. They're itching to use it. Well, I am going to say, well, let's go ahead and fire up Cavernous Maw. Attack with that. And we will flash out the Caether Commando if need be. Zoraline, uh-oh. Well, let's see what they pick. They're going to take a little damage and try and get back, I'm guessing, the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. No, Ellis Ilcore. Well, no, we're not doing that. And we'll get rid of the Deep Cavern Bat as well, and we'll gain 2 life and draw a card. Alright, flash out the Caether Commando. No, wait, we're going to sack block. We're going to sack block. Stop that. And then we'll get rid of the Enduring Innocence. Getting up the beanstalk. See what we draw. Another Cavernous Maw. Okay. Oh, no. We should have done different things. Alright then, and where is our other Cavernous Maw? There we go. We're going to stay on the offense. Oh, that was one that was our... Oh my goodness, what is going on? Virtue of Loyalty. Do they attack? No, they do not attack. Okay. Well, we have a 1-mana Gargantuan Leech. That's something. And it will draw some cards. So Imidane's Recruiter is kind of what we want to hit here. Oh, man, that is brilliant. Okay, let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5. Oh, we have exactly enough. Well, let's go Imidane's Recruiter. No, we have one more than enough. Look at us go. That means we can play another Gargantuan Leech. Oh, did I math wrong? I did math wrong. I did math wrong. That's an issue. That is an issue. Autopay. And no attacks. And they're going to have to wipe the board, I think. Enduring Innocence. Sheltered by Ghosts on Our 8/8 Gargantuan Leech? That's unfortunate. We should have done math better. What were we thinking? Alright, well. They return what? Nowhere to run? Okay. Well, we definitely block. This has been an interesting game. Alright, so let us Phyrexian Missionary. Do we have anything in the graveyard we need to bring back? I don't think so. So let's kick it. And we'll bring back the Sunblast Healer to our hand. We'll cast the Sunblast Healer, play the Hidden Courtyard. Once again, gonna go bam, bam, bam on the Leech. And now we, Emidane's Recruiter, give everybody a bunch of bonuses and give them haste. And we're gonna have some wild life swings here. Alright, well, that worked out okay. Our opponent up to 17, we're up to 22 from 6. And they draw into a land. And what do they have available? Just the Sanguine Evangelist, Moonrise Cleric, or Enduring Innocence. That will net them a card. But at the cost of a few life, and then they hit us a little bit, and that's unfortunate. Sheltered by Ghosts, Starscape Cleric, okay. Authority of the Consoles, that's a little bit late, eh? Well, we have enough to pay for the ward, so let's do that. Yes, please. That will get us a few cards as well. Auto pay. Alright, you gain some life, we lose some life. Yep. Uh-huh. I get it. Okay, so let's Phyrexian Missionary, and we'll bring back a Cather Commando to our hand. Yeah. And play the Promising Vein, and go there, and go there, and go there. And we attack. Is this gonna work? It only took us like 4 or 5 games. Alright, what happens with the finality counter, I wonder? Yeah, it just goes away. Alright, we're back up to 20. Deep Cavern Pact. I don't think it's gonna matter. The Promising Vein is going to trigger the Bad Colony a few times, and then we should win, I think. Well, Ruin Lurker Bat. I think we've outbatted them. Alright, Promising Vein. We'll just keep on making this leech bigger and bigger. But yeah, we'll go for that one too. Alright, and where's our captive? Hidden Necropolis, Forgotten Monument. You know, I will fire up this one. And we'll fire up this one, and we'll see if we have enough left to discover 4. Yes, we do. Okay. That is a Spelunk. That will gain us some life. And draw us a card, and we'll put the cave into play, gain some life. No, the spelunking was not initially in the deck list. We have added that. All right. Well, we're doing things. I don't know if that's the best option. That's still a lot of damage. You can't afford to take that much damage. Math is not for blockers, apparently. I don't think that they did their math right. We rarely do math right either. That's all right. Good game, opponent. Good game. That was a good one. PCW. Thank you for letting us flex a little bit while you flexed a little bit, and then we pulled a muscle, and then we worked it out with the physical therapy coach and came back and said, okay, we're gonna gain some life now. Alright, so all we need is a plan and for Shuffler to cooperate. Sean Taylor's Ghost, the Virtuous, is our next opponent. Not a whole lot of caves here, but we do go first. I'm not certain about this at all. We have a cave. Alright, we have another thing. Our opponent in black. Maybe we'll get some use out of this cease and desist. No, we'll just draw a card. Submit 0, and that looks good. Alright. Captivating Cave. Oh no. We can't do it. Unstoppable Slasher. Well. We will definitely be exiling that. Unstoppable Slasher number 2. Okay, well, things have changed. Now we can't afford to play the Spelunking because they found another Slasher. And a Marauding Blight Priest. I guess if they're coming after us with the Conqueror now. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. And the Deep Cavern Bat. Cool. Alright then. Well, we gotta wipe the board. We're gonna lose half of our life. Yep. Alright, well, let's go ahead and... Oh, I don't want to miss a land drop just because. I think we have enough caves in here that we'll manage to find another one. So far, okay, there's the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Okay, let's go Spelunking. Hold on now. 1, 2, 3. And then, yeah, okay. That'll work. And we get this guy. Oh, that's perfect. We'll Calamitous Cave in again. And a Bandit's Talent. Well, let's get rid of the rides, and I imagine they have nothing but removal left. Okay, Vampire Nighthawk. Was not expecting to see that. I guess it makes sense. Let's go ahead and train the troops. And we'll Sheltered by Ghosts on one of those troops. And get rid of the Vampire Nighthawk. Bloodthirsty Conqueror number 2. Okay, well, let's go ahead and Bad Colony. We'll make some bats. We'll put some counters on that guy. We'll do Imidane's Recruiter and attack in. I don't think it's going to be lethal, but it'll gain us some life. Or take out their blood and or take out their Bloodthirsty Conqueror number 2. I mean, how many can they be running? Alright, cool. Down to 1 card. Is it the one they need? That is a Ritual Chamber. This is a vampire. That's a demon. Alright, we lose a little bit of life. We'll do the Cavernous Maw and put more counters there. Let's go ahead and discover 4 and see if we can find some removal. That's an Imidane's Recruiter. Sure. Okay. I don't know. They say nice, but I don't know. I didn't do it. It's not my deck. Thank you. I just tuned it up a little bit. It's all uncommons and commons, baby. Alright, down to 1. They fell the Imidane's Recruiter. Alright, they have to attack in here with the Vampire Nighthawk. Yeah, because they can't activate the Unholy Annex. Oh, what are you doing? Opponent, you've left yourself wide open. What does it mean? Oh well, let's go ahead and fire it up. Oh, they gained 12 life. How did they do that? Oh, because I understand. Because the Bloodthirsty Conqueror's ability. Alright then. I forgot they were going to gain a bunch of life. Well, it took us a while to find our Gargantuan Leech. That might have been helpful a little while ago. So we take 7 and then lose and they gain 7. Alright. Well, we need something. That's not it. Alright, Cavernous Maw. And then can we discover into a Sheltered by Ghosts? That is an Up the Beanstalk. God. Why? Why? That's gotta be game. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Ruthless Negotiate. Yay, goodbye, Up the Beanstalk. I don't think it's a great card for this deck. I don't think... Why are you still killing our stuff? You have lethal. Jeez. We're tapped out. Maybe they have a quest. Yeah, so yeah. I think this could be competitive, is what MtG Goldfish will tell you about this deck. I think they are absolutely nuts for saying that. I'm amazed that it got a 5-2 record. Congratulations, Matsuka. Matsuko 10, that must have been a very, very lucky day. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. So, you know, when I say things like, "Oh, we don't edit this show, we don't cherry pick our games," it's because I'm not trying to sell you on the deck. I'm just trying to show you something that I think is cool. That's why it's Average Zen Presents, not Average Zen says buy these cards. Yeah. That just, you know, I'll get off my soapbox here for the next hour. I just wanted to get that out of the way and tell you why not like this. But yeah, so as always, please love one another, be cool, don't be a jerk, and have fun playing Magic the Gathering.